Birdsong and Mental Health. Certain sounds can be good for us. People often turn to nature as a healthy way to cope with stress. Phrases such as get some fresh air and exercise, or stop and smell the roses, remind us of nature's calming benefits. People also consider it relaxing to listen to audio recordings of running water, waves, or singing birds. Sound can have an extensive effect on our sense of well-being. Accordingly, scientists have long sought to understand the effects of certain sounds on people.
Hello everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 先来看 cope 这个动词，后面呢常常会接介系词 with， 意思是应付或是处理。譬如 I don't know how Valerie copes with all of the noise at her house. 我不知道 Valerie 要怎么样应付她家里所有的噪音。或者是 Pretty soon Joel and Britt will have to learn how to cope with work and raising a child. Joel 和 Britt 很快就得学习怎么应付工作和教养孩子。再来看一个例句 Susan is having a hard time coping with her husband's illness. 面对丈夫生病 Susan 应付得很辛苦。接着我们再来看 extensive 这个形容词，意思是大规模的或是广泛的。譬如 Parker's professor had an extensive effect on which university Parker attended. 关于 Parker 要上哪一所大学，教授对他的影响很大。The Powers family had some extensive work done to their house. Powers 家庭大规模的整修了他们的房屋。Extensive 的副词是 extensively， 意思是到处。譬如Paul has traveled extensively and is very knowledgeable about many countries. Paul 走遍大江南北，对很多国家都非常了解。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
Hello friends, welcome to InfoCloud. I'm as happy as a lark today. Why, you ask? Because my mother-in-law is watching my kids this weekend. My wife and I will have the weekend to ourselves. Manya, can you tell us more about phrases that show happiness?
I'd love to. The phrase happy as a lark means to be very happy and content. We often use this phrase to describe how we feel, especially after receiving news that makes us happy. In Rex's case, hearing his mother-in-law will take care of his kids this weekend made him as happy as a lark. This phrase has been used since the 1800s. But why are larks associated with happiness? Larks are very common birds in many parts of the world, and they sing early in the morning. They make beautiful sounds, so they are associated with happiness. There is a similar phrase with a sea animal quite different from the lark. We also use the phrase happy as a clam to describe being very happy. The full phrase is happy as a clam at high tide. And the assumption is when it's high tide, a clam cannot be dug up by its predators. So that's why when it's happy, that's when it's most happy. So next time you're feeling extremely happy, you can use happy as a lark or happy as a clam to describe your happy state.
西方人会用很有创意的方式来表达自己的快乐，像是 happy as a lark， 像云雀一样快乐。Lark 云雀会在早上发出美妙动人的叫声，听起来就像他们很快乐的在唱歌，而且是每一天，因此人们才会用 happy as a lark 来形容他们有多开心。John is happy as a lark after he passed the exam. 通过考试之后 John 变得非常开心。除了 happy as a lark 之外，西方人有时候也会用 happy as a clam 来表达快乐。clam 是蛤蜊，曾经有古典文学家在诗词作品中暗喻 clam 在河岸涨潮时最快乐，因为不会被人们捕获。
Birdsong and Mental Health. In a recent study, scientists evaluated the effect that hearing birdsong had on hikers. They monitored a number of hiking trails in a public park with audio recording devices. This helped them create a bird count in the area. They then surveyed visitors to those trails about their impression of bird diversity. They also asked for a report on the visitors' sense of well-being. The next part of the study took place on the same trails, but the scientists used hidden speakers to play recordings of birds singing. That gave the impression that there were more birds in the area. They then surveyed visitors who had heard the recordings.
OK， 再来看 evaluate 这个动词，意思是评估。譬如 Every 10 years, the United States counts all of its citizens and evaluates the information to make laws. 美国每10年做一次公民人口普查，并评估该资料来立法。或者是 Scientists are trying to evaluate how the melting glaciers will affect the world. 科学家正在评估融化的冰河会对世界有何影响。Evaluate 的名词是 evaluation. 例如 Management does an evaluation of all of its employees every February. 管理阶层在每年2月会做员工绩效考核。最后再来看 impression 这个名词，意思是印象。譬如 Ryan always makes a very good impression when he meets people. Ryan 与人初次见面的时候总是给人很好的印象。或者是 Alice was under the impression that she got a high grade in history, but she was sadly mistaken. Alice 以为她历史考得很高分，但不幸的她搞错了。Impression 也指压痕或是压印。例如 Make a deep impression in the mud, put your plant there, and then cover it with a little dirt. 在土里挖个槽，把植物放进去，在上面覆盖一点泥土。Alright, let's get back to our teachers.
Friends, do you feel stressed? It's that feeling that you feel when you just have too much to do. I know I feel that way sometimes. One good thing is to write down all of the things that you need to do. Break it up, see what you need to do, and do one thing at a time. And remember, you don't have to always keep going. Take breaks, take a little rest, go slowly, and then come back to it when you're ready. That way, I am sure you'll feel less stress and more happiness.
Well, one way I like to cope with stress is to go for a walk in nature. It could just be a park or even a beautiful street lined with trees. While I'm walking, I like to take in a few breaths and just enjoy the beauty surrounding me. Another way I like to cope with stress is simply just to pray. Giving my worries to God really can change my perspective on life and help to lift the burdens from my heart. So try going for a walk or praying or combine the two and see if that helps to relieve your stress a bit.
Well, I like to move. I like to go running. I like to work out. When I go running, you see the nice view, the city view, the riverside maybe, the countryside. It makes you feel relaxed. When I'm working out, when you tire your body out, your mind gets relaxed. Also, find a good friend to talk to. When you tell them your stress and concerns, you feel better. And my final tip is, eat some chocolate. Chocolate always helps.